Are you one of these people that really have a longing to travel, to go on that well-deserved vacation, and you don't have anybody to go with, so you're putting it off? Are you afraid to travel alone, possibly? Is the thought of going anywhere by yourself, is that almost, oh, something unbearable to think about? Well, if it is, well, we have your answer today. So I'm glad you're here. Hello, everybody. You're watching the 7th episode of Hang Out with Penny. And for those of you that have watched episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, you know that one of my favorite parts, other than my guests, of course, of the Hangout is introducing you to a glass of wine. So today, look at this, if I'm going to get this right. Look at the kind of wine I have for you all this evening. Relax. I want you just to sit back and relax and take in the next 30 minutes just dreaming about the possibility of maybe that trip is now. Maybe that trip is now, because maybe I've just found the perfect person to go on that trip with. So you're in good company tonight. For those of you that may be the first time watching, my name is Peddie, and this is the Hang Out with Penny show. It's a weekly show, Friday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Pacific. I'm from Wasaga Beach, Ontario, Canada, and for those of you that are unfamiliar with me, I'm a law of attraction trainer and coach. I'm a regular on the Hang Out with Michael show. Some of you may have recognized me with that on there. I also have a very active Facebook page. And I just want to give a shout out to Google for offering this platform for people like me to be able to get out and get known, because the views I've been receiving since I've started my Hangouts have practically doubled. And so thank you, Google. Anyway, I have a very special guest for you tonight. And for those of you that have made Hanging Out with Penny a habit, you'll recognize my guest tonight, because she is very good company. And I'm just going to take a minute now, and I'm going to show you her lower third, because we had a little challenge tonight, and I'm just going to show you for you. There we go. So, Cindy Bratt, I'd like you to come in and introduce yourself for the people that may not have met you yet, and for the first-time viewers. So come on and say hi, and then we'll get on with the show.
Hi, everyone. I am Cindy Brett, and I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm so happy to be here with my dear friend Penny. And if you don't know Penny, I strongly encourage you to have her be a habit in your life, because as you hear, she has this wonderfully infectious giggle that she so generously shares. She's got a heart of gold, and she is here because she too wants to make sure you have good company. You have someone that you can rely on that's going to be there with you on Friday evenings, or you can catch the recording of her shows. And they're always wonderful. They're always down to earth and heartwarming. But I'm really glad to be with you all tonight and to introduce to you my company called I'm Your Good Company. And this idea was born out of need, as so many good ideas are. And my dad passed away about 3 years ago at 85 years old. And my dad was so active. He was a Ford Motor Company executive. That was his entire career. He was a Marine. He was on Iwo Jima. He earned a Purple Heart for his service. He was the state chairman for the Easter Seals for the state of New Jersey for I don't even know how many years. He was involved in junior achievement. I say all that to say, when I really saw my dad's health decline was when he no longer really felt valuable in the world. And he also didn't really have the friends that he had. Many of them had passed away, or he had actually moved, and so he'd moved away from a lot of friends. He was so active. He loved to hold dinner parties. And the challenge was having people that he could do things with. And I just feel that everyone deserves to have someone in their corner. And I'm Your Good Company is to make sure that if you're spending time alone, it's because that's what you want to do, not that's what you feel like you have to do. So, Penny, thank you so much for having me here tonight, and this is going to be fun just to talk about this.
Oh, it is, Cindy, and I just love I'm Your Good Company. So right now I'm going to go back to my lower third, which is Penny Peddie with hangoutpenny.com, because I'm going to cheers. I salute your father, and I salute you, Cindy, because I can feel it. I can feel the care and the love that you have for your father, for other people, and you have that for yourself, so you're able to share that. So, cheers.
Thank you.
And I just love the name. So I'm just going to share a little bit of a story with you all about the importance of, especially for seniors, when they get up in age and their family members aren't around. Like, I was blessed enough to have a family. No, they became my family. They were neighbors, and their children lived a distance away, and I began helping them. And it was a time in my life when things weren't good for me, but I was able to help them, which, of course, Cindy, you know, helps us. If we can give and we can help others, we certainly get a benefit from that as well. And so the family really appreciated me. I would take them to doctor's appointments. I would take them shopping. I would take them different places. And I mean, I got the love in return. I would come home from work and the outside light would be on and I knew my dinner was ready, and I would go over there and we'd be a family. And the children, after they both passed, the children really thought, I mean, they're children, they're adults, but they really thought that I was part of their family, and I felt it. And so my point to saying all this is there are people that don't have the privilege to have neighbors such as I was, and they do find themselves alone, and their adult children are a distance away, and they can't be there all the time. And so what do they do? If it's just, maybe they want to go on that world cruise, or maybe they just need to go on some doctor's appointments. And so, Cindy, with you starting your I'm Your Good Company business, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. So can you share with our viewers a little bit more about the details of what it is that you're, because I've been thinking, so much for that good grammar. I'm thinking that someone could mistake that possibly for maybe a dating site or something. So clear that up, and then share with us a little bit more about the details of I'm Your Good Company.
Sure, thanks, Penny. That's a good question too, and you know, I understand why that would be asked. But this is very different. It's totally not a dating service, and what I like about it is that this is offering companionship. When you go on a date, if you want to have another date, a lot of your attention probably is going to be on the other person. This is about the attention, the focused attention being on you, that you can just go and have a good time and have zero concern about the other person, that I'm there for you. And that's the thing with family, too, which was another really good point. You know, as family, we all want to be there for our relatives. Now, my dad happened to be in South Carolina. I was in Kentucky. And although I visited him as much as I could, I wasn't there all the time. But what I also see, one of my clients, current clients, is someone who has had multiple strokes. He's had heart attacks. His wife is alive. However, because of the stress of his illnesses, there can be a lot of tension in that relationship. And so I take him out once a week. I take him to an exercise class. Then we go to lunch. And if I've got some extra time, I drive him around. We just really visit. And he tells me every single week that this is the highlight of his week, because all of my attention is on him. And everybody deserves to have someone who is present totally for them. And a lot of times with family, although we want to be present, we're pulled in so many different directions that the relative that we're spending time with doesn't have that feeling that, this is about me. This is totally about me. And so that's part of what I'm Your Good Company is about. But it's also about enjoying all the things that you've enjoyed throughout your life that it doesn't matter what age you are. Like Penny said in the beginning, maybe you just want to take a trip and you don't want to go alone, or you want to go to an art exhibit, or you want to go to a cooking class. It doesn't matter what it is. It's about what you love to do. My dad loved to go to the beach. He loved to go, and there were these great rocking chairs set up there. He loved to go sit in those and just watch the water. He loved to go to a baseball game. He loved to host dinner parties. He was a fabulous cook. So really, the possibilities are only limited by what we can come up with, by our own creativity.
Oh, this is amazing, because you've taken something that potentially could have been something to keep you on hold yourself, because you felt lonely yourself, and then you lost your dad, and but to come up with this caring, wonderful new venture in your life to be able to help others in this way. So Cindy, does it matter? How am I going to say this? What you're doing can be for anybody. Like right now, if you're a recently divorced woman that's finding themselves alone because they've done everything with their husband, and now they're alone, but they're missing out because they want to go. You can help them out, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's for couples too. One of my dear friends was on a trip on a plane, and she sat next to an elderly couple. And they were blessed in that, they had the financial well-being to be able to travel and do the things that they love to do. However, sitting next to this woman, the woman of the couple said to my friend, "This is probably our final trip." And she said, "Oh, why is that?" And she said, "Just because it's become so difficult for us to plan the trip, to navigate the gates, to figure out, all the logistics of the travel. It doesn't have to be that way. It can be, plane trips. It can be road trips. My dad loved to take road trips, and there's a woman that I'm talking to in the Louisville area. She's elderly. Her family's about 2.5 hours away. That's too far for her to drive on her own, but it's perfect for a road trip. And then, what kind of adventures can we have on that road trip? It's whatever they want to do. If they want to get a hot dog, sometimes that's a big deal. It doesn't matter. We can do anything that's fun. And the main thing behind this is because when we're happy, we live a more healthy life. I really believe that the deterioration that so many people experience in their bodies, well, you and I know it starts in the mind. And we can eliminate that. We can eliminate that. So that's what I'm about, and I love it because I love being in service. I genuinely love being in service. So you're right. I'm the one that really benefits, but it's because I love to, to give to other people. It's fun.
It is, yes, and I commend you for this, because it's a much needed service. And we are both practitioners of the law of attraction, both coach on the law of attraction. We teach, and so we know the importance of watching our thoughts and of deliberately being conscious of the word we use. And so I can just see that you can actually help people's quality of life improve just being with them, because you can help them actually change their outlook a little bit by the way they think and by the words they say. So you're doing more than just traveling with somebody. You're helping their quality of life improve by helping them learn about the law of attraction too. Am I correct in saying that?
Well, you are. I don't know that I would say it that way to someone, because you and I
No.
both know we can share all kinds of great information without getting in someone's face about it, because
Right.
not everyone, especially if we're talking about the senior population, not everyone has heard of the law of attraction. However, whether they've heard of it or not, they're still living it.
Yes.
And that's absolutely right. You know, even with the one client that I was talking about that's had the strokes, and he'll talk about that, and I just gently move his attention to something else and talk about how strong he is and how great he's walking and how clearly he's speaking. And so there's all kinds of ways to do it. But that's absolutely right. I was very excited at how these two things can join together. And the conversation can be veered that way without ever making it any big deal.
Oh, yay. Thank you for wording that in a more delicate way. That's why you're the expert at I'm Your Good Company. I
Oh,
love that name. How did you come up with that name? Obviously because you're good company, but of all the names out there, what made you think of that one?
well, a friend helped me. I had come up with Good Company Services, and then a friend of mine said, how about I'm Your Good Company? Because what I really wanted in the name was to say exactly what it is. And that says exactly what it is, that I am the person that can provide the good company, making it be about you. If you have ideas of what you want to do, that's great. If you want some ideas, I can certainly come up with them as well. You know, Penny, when my father passed away, I went through a series of very intense losses myself.
Mm,
And we all know, we've all been there, you know, it's part of life. And how we deal with it is what really matters. And it takes a certain amount of time to grieve. And nobody knows how long that is for anyone. Here's the challenge, other than actually grieving, you know, actually spending time to feel those feelings. What I found is I did do that. And then my challenge was I had gotten so comfortable in the isolation that it became much easier to spend time alone, and I got very comfortable with myself, so there wasn't that, you know, oh gosh, I've got to be around people. And I realized that the time had come that it was important to be social again. And I think most people know that experience. And maybe you don't want to date. Maybe you don't ever want to date, or maybe you just don't want to date now, but you still want to go have a good time. You want someone to go to dinner with. You want someone to take a trip with. Who knows? I took one of the most fabulous trips that I've ever been on in my life on an Amtrak train. It was so fun. And I don't know how many people think about that, but taking a trip on a train, if you have any interest in it at all, I so encourage people to do it. That would be a blast to do with someone else. And what about if you can do it with someone, again, that you can just totally be yourself? You don't have to worry about what's going on with them. And so I just think that this is an ideal situation for people if they just can open their minds about it and realize that, like I said, the possibilities are absolutely endless. We can do anything. So I wanted to just show the brochure that I have. Is that close
I'm.
enough to be read?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I'm Your Good Company. And then I have a photo, and it says that people are made for companionship. We are. You know, we are. We all, even though we can love ourselves and be really happy with our own company, we're just better when we're two. I mean, Penny could be doing this show on her own. She's an expert. She could fill a half an hour easily. But it's fun for us to communicate with one another and to have a two-sided conversation. And all of us need that. So anyway, those are my thoughts.
You're absolutely correct. And Cindy, that's really one of the reasons why I'm doing these hangouts, is because of the loneliness of people being home alone on a Friday night, women especially, women like over 40 and so forth that are home alone and they don't know what to do. And, you know, you're so right about being in that comfort zone. And because it feels comfortable, it feels safe, it feels like we're secure. However, we get so comfortable in that state that we do begin to lose out on the social activities, on the growth that we certainly get when we are in the company of other people. And yeah, certainly, Cindy, I could do this show on my own. I mean, I can I could find something to talk about for half an hour. But in order for me to be of service to the audience that I'm really wanting to be of service to, you know, I want to have guests on that can help with that. And that's why I know the service that you have to offer, and I know that many of the guests that I have already had and that are coming up, they all have something to help someone that's lonely, or someone that's hurting, or someone that's turned. And I just hope that I can have some answers for them by the guests I choose. And Cindy, you certainly are one of them. And I just want to say, CJ Gilbert, she says, great service you're giving, Cindy. So see, that's confirmation right there. There's lots of people. Oh, and she also says, hi, ladies. I'm just going to read something here, though, because this is interesting. It's from you. Oops. Hang on a minute. I got to find the page again. It's from Yolanda Parker, and she's, wonder what I'm doing wrong here. Live. She says, hi, Penny. Yes, I'm exactly what you're talking about. I have a hard time leaving the house when I'm alone. I actually spent the whole weekend in my home because my family left town one weekend. You are adorable, and I really enjoy your show. Well, thank you, Yolanda. Thank you so much. And yeah. So, Cindy, what if somebody just needs the guidance to get to where they're going? Oh, and I want to point out my lower third here. I'm your good company. I put a photo. That's you and your dad.
Yes.
Oh, that's you and your dad. Yeah. Kindness.cindy@gmail.com. That's how people can reach you. But I love that photo of you and your dad.
I do too, Penny. Thank you.
And I know you have that photo on your flyer because I have your flyer. So, yes. So what if somebody's interested, but yet they're like, I don't want to hang around with somebody I really don't know for the whole time. So if you become their good company, does that mean you're going to be with them the whole time? Suppose you go on a trip. Do they have their own time that they can go do what they want, or are you expected to be there all the time? What's your take on that?
That's a really great question, and it would be totally up to them. That's the whole point of this. It's having a companion, someone there when you want them to be there, and if they want to do something on their own, that's certainly up to them. This is, the tagline that I have for I'm Your Good Company is your happy ending to feeling alone. And again, Penny, this show and I'm Your Good Company are two resources to help people reframe the story that they can tell themselves of, oh gosh, I'm alone. When you realize that you have choices and you have options, and you realize that maybe you right now are choosing to be alone, it's a very different feeling when you know you've made the choice rather than you didn't have a choice. And we are providing possibilities for people so that they know that they can have a choice. And that's it about life. When we realize that, the victimhood falls away, and we begin to really get in touch with the power that we have. And the stories that we tell ourselves, of course, are number one in that power. And when we know that, okay, Friday evening, I'm in because I want to be. And the show is over at 8:30, guys, Eastern Time. So if you want to go out, you can still go out. This is a show that can pump you up. I mean, there's just all kinds of ways that you can look at it. It's just a matter of changing how you think about things. And then those experiences change. And that's what we want to do.
I love that. That is so true, Cindy. We've almost come to our end of our half hour. Like, my gosh, like I think I should make the show an hour. But no. So before I come back and get your final words, and you can tell people how to get in a hold of you, because I see I'm your good company. I'm just going to switch for a second. Now I'm back. So, yes, everybody, you're watching the Hang Out with Penny show. If you look and see on my banner there, it's got my website, hangoutwithpenny.com. You can go there and sign up, and you'll get a link to the show every week, so you'll be able to watch it. And also, you can go and see prior episodes. So yes, I know many of you are making this a habit, and I'm honored that you're doing that. So I just want to. I'm going to extend an invitation note that's something really close to my heart right now, and that is I want to do a show to have people that have experienced being a caregiver, and it's so important to take care of ourselves. I've recently been put in the role of caregiver, and oh my gosh, I didn't realize. So all you people listening that are caregivers, my heart is extended out to you, because it is it's a major, major responsibility, and it is important that we take care of ourselves. So when you're on the airplane and they say put that oxygen mask on yourself first, that is important for caregiving as well. We need to take care of ourselves first in order to then be able to care for others. And so I'm extending an invitation to people that may have been put in this role and have found ways to take themselves, that are willing to come on with me and share that, so we can help other people, because I need the help too. So I'm just extending that. You can contact me, send me a message at my website. There's a place to contact me, and I would just love to hear from you, and we can set up a show that we know that we're going to help a lot of people. Cindy, you know what that's. Mm-hmm.
That's a great idea, Penny. And what I want to say to your audience is, please post this on Facebook and any other social media that you're a part of, because you never know who this can help. It's so interesting, because we're talking about the law of attraction, and the law of because of the law of attraction, the very people that need to hear this will find the link if we post it. So everybody post it, because not only will it help you, it will help someone that you may not even know. It may help one of your dear friends, but it may help somebody you don't even know. So I really encourage everyone to do that and to share what Penny's doing, because it's such a beautiful gift.
I'm going to mention another comment here from Kathy Caldwell. Hi, Penny and Cindy. You are both giving much-needed gifts to the world. Blessing to you both, and wishing you much success in your business journey. Great show. Yeah. So yes, so thank you for listening to me on that. And next week's show is, oh, I guess it's a surprise because it slipped my mind. The week after, it will be Lucinda and talking about the starting a family later in life, which has been postponed a couple times due to my caring needing services. Anyway, so thank you for making Hang Out with Penny a weekly habit. And so Cindy, I'm going to switch again. Your logo. Oh, I'm going to turn that back on. So I see I'm your good company, kindness.cindy@gmail.com. So Cindy, you can speak a little bit about how people can contact you, how they can get your flyer, and yeah, take it away.
Yes, well, the way you can contact me is kindness Cindy, Cindy, @gmail.com, and I would love to hear from you. And I would be happy to send you a brochure. I can send one in the mail, or I can email one to you, whatever works best for you. And just remember that this is about uniting people. That as we unite, as we're happier people, we're going to have a happier world. We all want a peaceful world, and it's going to come from peaceful people. So do whatever it is that makes your heart feel good. Do something every day for you. And that's the best gift you can give to the world, truly.
Oh,
Penny.
you are a gift to the world. You are a sweet, kind, loving, trusting person, and you have just been a godsend to a lot of people. Well, I wish you great success. I know you're going to be traveling the world. I know you're going to be going across town just keeping people company during dinner, or I know you're going to be just venturing on a whole new journey, helping a lot of people at the same time. So best wishes for you to this great venture you've started. So good job. So now we're going to switch back. Here we go again. No, I'm back. This is fun. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for being a part of the Hang Out with Penny show again, episode 7. Episode 8 is a surprise. So if you want to get an advance notice on what that show is going to be, just sign up at hangout.penny, hangoutwithpenny.com. And I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to say cheers to your dad again, Cindy. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Penny, I love you. Everybody, have a great evening. Blessings to you all, and thanks for watching. And thanks for inviting me, Penny.
Love having you. Cheers, everybody. See you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.